Mary Backstage, Noble Wife, the story of America's favorite family of the footlights and their fight for security and happiness against the concrete heart of Broadway. It's moments after yesterday's episode now in the taxicab cruising the streets of Meredith, New Hampshire, with Mary Backstage at the wheel. Believing she suffers from amnesia, Harry, Calvin, and Pop are trying to bring back part of her memory.
You know, I think you really are Mary Backstage. Of course, there's no way of proving it. Do you happen to have your driver's license with you now?
Yes, you'd have to have a license to drive a cab, wouldn't you?
Oh, I have my license, but I'm not going to show it to every Tom, Dick, and Harry that asked me to produce it. No way.
Mary, this is ridiculous.
Who do you think I am, anyway?
I know who you are. You're my wife, Mary Backstage. I'm Harry. This is Calvin. That's
I'm
Pop.
not married. Who is this Mary Backstage you think I am?
Well, she's a famous Broadway actress, just as I'm a famous Broadway star, beloved idol of a million other women.
Isn't that funny? You know, I've often wondered what it would be like to be a Broadway star, but I'm so, self-conscious I could never go on the stage.
Wait, I got an idea, Harry. Ma'am?
Yes?
How long have you been driving a cab?
Oh, I don't know. It seems like forever, and then sometimes it seems just a few days. It's one of those hazy things.
Yeah,
she's... Funny about my memory lately, it's so hazy.
Have you fallen down lately or run into anything?
Beg your pardon?
I'd say, have you been hit on the head that you can remember?
No, not that I can remember. Why? Do I act odd to you?
Well, you certainly do, not remembering who you are when we know perfectly well that you are married.
Well, maybe she is Mary Backstage,
Well, it's not possible to be two people that look as much like her and sound as much like her.
But the clothes certainly are different. You got to admit that.
Yes, I will admit that.
Well, not the clothes she was wearing when she disappeared from the theater. So I don't know what to say.
Maybe if you drove us back to the cab company. Is the owner there? Is the owner of the cab company there, driver? Mary?
Yes, he's there. Sure, there's only the two cabs, and I'm about ready to knock off for the day anyway.
Maybe if we spoke to him, he could clear this mystery up.
Well, want to go back there?
I think we should, don't you, Calvin? Pop?
Sure, I'm all for anything. Sure.
Yeah, we might be able to straighten it out. How far is it to the cab?
Well, that's it. It's not here at Meredith. It's closer down towards Nashua. This is quite a ride. This will cost you $1 a plate.
Well, that's all right. Money is no object. We've got to straighten this problem out.
Well, then sit back and relax. We have a little spin yet.
All right.
I think. What do you mean, you think?
Yes, what do you mean?
Slow down, ma'am. This really is beginning to frighten me now.
Yes, it is me, too.
Who did you say I was supposed to be?
Mary Backstage. I'm Harry, and that's...
I'm trying to think if there's anything in my past. But no, as far as I can remember, I was always here in Meredith, driving this taxi.
Then you grew up here, did you? Do you remember your school days here?
No, I don't remember any of that. All I remember is driving this taxi. But I've been doing it seems like forever.
Watch out for that cow up ahead. And so our friends apparently have become involved in an accident. Will this help bring Mary's memory back? Be sure and join us on Monday when we'll hear Calvin say,
"Who did you think I was?"
That's Monday in the next exciting episode of Mary Backstage, Noble Wife. Word Car speaking.
Now, have you chosen a number for this week, Bob?
Yes, sir, Ray, I have. It's in Los Angeles, oddly enough. The number is Winter Smudge 58820, and I'll have the operator put the call through right away.
Long distance.
Operator, I want to make a call to Los Angeles, please. The number is Winter Smudge 58820.
Oh, my goodness sakes alive. I bet you're calling some big movie star out there, and this is an unlisted number and all that sort of thing.
No, I don't know who I'm calling, but I'm pretty sure it's not an unlisted number because I just found it in the Los Angeles phone book.
Well, of course, simply having it listed in the phone book doesn't mean that it Still couldn't be enlisted in a lot of other places.
Well, that may be true,
Yeah.
but let's not waste time thinking about it. If you just put the call through, then we'll be ready. I guess she's doing that now. Yep, I can hear the lucky phone ringing now out there. Going to be a real surprise for somebody. 2 rings. We allow 3. Or 4, maybe, sometimes. No?
Hello? Norman the Magnificent here. Mind reading done while you wait. Open every week till 9. Can you be helped?
Well, it's kind of a surprise. I don't believe we've ever put through a call to a professional mind reader before. My
Wait a
name...
minute. Hold it right there. You don't have to tell me what your name is. I finished extrasensory percepting this whole call about 5 minutes before the phone rang.
You mean you actually read my mind and you knew what I was going to do before I did it?
Certainly. You're Walter L. Cosgrove of Anaheim, and you want my advice on whether you should leave your wife and run off to South America with your boss's secretary.
No, that's not who I am, and that's not where I'm from. And my boss's secretary is the type who's going to have to get to South America by herself if she expects to make it at all.
Well, are you some kind of a wise guy who's deliberately putting his mind on some other wavelength just to louse me up?
No. I say you're doing a pretty thorough job of lousing yourself up without any help from me. No, I called to offer you a whole flock of prizes if you can give me the answer to a simple question. See, this is the Bob and Ray Mystery Quiz Call in New York.
Oh, well, that explains it then. You're in a different time zone than I am. I've been reading the thoughts you won't get around to thinking for another 3 hours yet.
Well, I just soon not know what those are going to be. Are you ready to have me ask you the quiz question?
You don't need to ask me now that I know you're thinking it on Eastern time. I've already got it.
Well, I don't know exactly how to handle this kind of a situation. According to our rules, I have to allow you 1 minute to answer the question. And I'm not sure when to start timing.
No problem. I don't need a minute anyway. The answer is Zachary Taylor.
No, I'm sorry, sir. The answer is Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Well, now, that's ridiculous. How could the only general in the Mexican War to go on to the presidency be Kenosha, Wisconsin?
I don't know. Same way the number 2 auto-producing city in the United States could be Zachary Taylor. But however it happened, I'm sure our listeners have enjoyed hearing from you. We've enjoyed talking with you. I want to thank you.
I'm thoroughly confused.
Sorry you lost.
And I'm on Pacific time, too.
I hope all of you will join us next time when maybe yours will be the lucky number chosen to receive a Bob and Ray Mystery Quiz Call.
Bob, judging from the look of that creature there at the microphone with you, I'd say the staff has dug up at least one real disaster.
Well, that's very true, Ray. This person is Miss Fern Broody of Ogden, Utah, and I wonder, Miss Broody, if you would tell us about the terrible tragedy that left you in this condition, will you?
Yes, I'd be delighted to. Actually, I've sunk to this level pretty quickly. It was less than a month ago that I was happily visiting my daughter in Los Angeles. Then I suffered the awful misfortune
Go ahead.
of going on one of those Hollywood quiz shows and winning a 2-week vacation here in New York.
Well, I can see how that would be pretty upsetting, but couldn't you make the best of a bad situation and try to enjoy yourself?
No,
here?
I really couldn't. You see, I'm a person of very modest means, and I've had to spend the whole 2 weeks trying to get on a New York quiz show where I could win a trip back home. You see.
I know we can all appreciate the futility of your effort, ma'am. In fact, I've never heard of a quiz show that gave away free trips to your home in Ogden, Utah.
Well, I couldn't go directly home even if there was a way. You see, I left my car parked at the Los Angeles airport. And it's costing $7 a day to leave it there. I think I'm nearing the point where I owe more than my 1949 Hudson is worth.
So, of course, that means you'll soon start losing your worldly possessions while you remain stranded here in New York. Well, to help you out of your tragic predicament, our generous Bob and Ray organization wants you to have this fine rust-proof aluminum awning for your patio.
Well, how in the world does that help me? A person can't just live under an aluminum awning in the middle of New York.
Oh, don't try to thank us.
Waiting for a miracle.
Don't try to thank us. It's our pleasure to be of service. And now let's move along to another figure with a hard luck story to tell. Here's Mr. Wingy Shotmore of Akron, Ohio. And it's fairly obvious that you've rushed to New York for emergency medical treatment.
Yes, it's really beginning to get noticeable. I started getting hair transplants about 6 months ago to cure my baldness. And, boy, I sure wish now that I'd left well enough alone.
Yes, I imagine you do. What is that you have growing out of your scalp? A variety of delphinium?
It did look a lot like delphinium at first, and during that period, I could still find barbers who'd go over me with a hedge trimmer to keep me looking presentable. But now that it's obviously poison ivy, nobody will thin it out at all.
Yes, that's indeed a tragedy. I suppose the doctor who performed the original transplant in Akron won't help you either, will he?
Well, he's apologized for picking seedlings out of the wrong box when he planted my head. But he claims that medical science is entitled to make a mistake now and then.
Well, I suppose that's true. Doesn't it make your head itch to have poison ivy growing on it?
No, it makes my hands itch. I have a nervous habit of running my fingers through my hair without thinking. And I spent all my money going to a New York dermatologist to get my hands treated. But he says there's really not much he can do as long as I keep hanging around this close to poison ivy.
Well, it seems as if you become trapped in a truly hopeless situation. But to make life just a little bit brighter, our Bob and Ray organization would like for you to have this beautiful silver-handled comb and brush set.
Oh, boy. Are you trying to make me a laughingstock? I can't use a comb and brush on my head. I need a rake and a small shovel.
No, you're entirely welcome, sir. So now back to Ray at our main anchor desk. Next, Mary Backstage, Noble Wife. The story of America's favorite family of the footlights and their fight for security and happiness against the concrete heart of Broadway. On Friday, just as Harry, Calvin, and Pop had decided that the driver of the taxicab in Meredith, New Hampshire was indeed Mary, we heard a crash. Now it's moments later as the driver turns to ask,
"Is everybody all right?"
What? I think I hit my head on the back of the front seat.
I'm awfully sorry about this, but we're well insured, so don't be concerned about that. I just want to know if anybody's injured.
Oh.
How about you?
I'm all right, I guess. Oh, you're pointing at him?
Well, I'm all right, I think.
Anybody tell me how the three of us strangers got here in the back seat of this car?
Well, you hailed me downtown, and you said, Pop, that you wanted, and you too, Harry, and you too, Birdley, that you wanted to go to the town hall.
I don't remember saying that at all, ma'am.
I remember when I was in the second grade, but that doesn't have anything to do with why we're here. Where are we, anyway?
I don't even remember getting into this taxicab.
This is Meredith, New Hampshire.
Meredith, New Hampshire?
Don't you know who you are?
No, now that you mentioned Harry?
I'm Mary Backstage. You're my husband, Harry Backstage. You're a Broadway star, just like myself. And you there with the pointed head, you're an actor.
Well, you feel I'm an actor? I have a point on my head, that's true.
And you there, you're a next-door neighbor of ours. Wait a minute. I'm completely turned around and confused.
So am I.
You mean to tell me I'm a neighbor of yours?
And mine? And I'm married to you?
Well, did you all hit your head or something?
Well, yes, I did. I did, too.
I don't know whether I hit my head. I feel pretty much like I did. Hello, I do have a headache, though.
You have a bump there, sir. I can see it turning purple.
Oh, thank you. You're very kind.
It's quite all
right.
right.
Point that out to me, sir.
You think you require first aid?
Well, I don't know. I suppose. Is there a hospital hereabouts?
Yes, in whatever town this is. What town did you say this was?
I'm not quite sure, and I don't really know where we are. I just know that I'm Mary Backstage, and I don't even know what I'm doing back of this steering wheel.
Have you always driven a taxi cab here in Meredith?
No, I'm an actress on Broadway. I'm thoroughly confused.
And you say I'm an actor?
Yes, and a good dancer, too.
A dancer, too?
Yes. Well, I
don't have any recollection of dancing or acting.
This is all very curious to me.
You say you're Mary Backstage?
Yes, and you're Harry Backstage.
A famous Broadway star?
What's my name, sir? Do you know?
No, I don't, sir. I don't know your name.
Well, I think it's Calvin L. Hoogerman.
Calvin L. Hoogovan.
Calvin L. Hoogovan.
Calvin L. Hoogovan.
Doesn't seem to ring a bell with me. Calvin L. Hoogovan. It certainly rolled off the tongue nicely, but it doesn't seem to register with me.
Well, are you going to continue driving this cab, ma'am, Mrs. Backstayge?
I certainly am not. I don't know anything about automobiles. I shouldn't be driving this car. One of you gentlemen will have to drive it, and I'd suggest you drive it to a hospital, and I don't know where that is. Best thing is for one of you to drive us to a gasoline station, and there we can consult the phone directory. That's the only hope and salvation for you now. You see.
All right, well, I'll take a turn at the wheel. I think I know how to drive.
Look, I think I'll wait. You just take the car, and I'll wait here and make my way back to town alone.
All right, ma'am.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
And so, a strange situation has developed. Mary apparently has recovered her memory, while Harry, Pop, and Calvin have lost theirs. You want to be here tomorrow when we'll hear Calvin say,
Well, I don't know what happened, Doctor. How much do we owe you?
that's tomorrow in the next exciting episode of Mary Backstage, Noble Wife. Word Carr speaking. How are you today?
Very good, thank you.
And you've really thrown a curve at our actors in there by having first Mary with amnesia, and then she's cured. Now Harry, Pop, and Calvin seem to have it, huh?
Oh, is that how you read it?
Well, I was going to ask you if you can give us any idea where you think the story might go, or where you think you might be taking it.
Well, as I say, I don't want to tip the story or let you know exactly what's going to happen, because that would, take away some of the charm of the program.
Of course it would.
I don't know just where we're going. I haven't figured out tomorrow's episode until I get home, and I'll be working on that tonight.
Working right up on that tight deadline, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm thinking on bringing Fielding back into the story. That's Harry's long-lost brother.
Mm-hmm.
He could really make the fur fly, as they say. He's always a good anti-hero type character.
Sure.
But I don't know. I'll think about it tonight. Did you have a good weekend, Kent?
Yes, fine.
Well, it was great.
How about you and Kent? Chet, did you...
I haven't seen Kent.
Guess it's all over with you guys and the Buffalo gals, isn't it?
Definitely.
It is, huh?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah, there's no communication there at all.
Oh,
I blame Kent pretty much for that whole thing.
well, I know you went into that last week.
He blew that one for us, no doubt about it. So I haven't been seeing Kent lately anyway. He seems to be pretty well occupied doing other things.
Yeah, he does.
Painting houses out in Queens.
Oh, is that what he's doing?
Yeah.
I know he hasn't been in here too much. A couple of days last week he popped in, but then popped right out again.
Right.
Okay, well, we'll listen tomorrow and
Hey.
see what comes out of your brain tonight as you sit down at the typewriter. So long, Chester Hasbrouck.
So long, guys.
And now the makers of Tingle, the long-wearing dental floss created from spun glass fiber, invite you to join us for another exciting adventure of Elmer W. Litzinger, Spy.
My name is Elmer W. Litzinger, Spy. It's my job to handle the toughest espionage assignments our government can hand out. Not long ago, the Pentagon heard rumors that a foreign power might be seeking information about our early warning radar system in the Arctic. I hopped a plane to the Yukon to check it out, and then trudged through the snow to the only hotel for hundreds of miles around.
Well, good evening, sir. A little nippy out tonight, isn't it?
I didn't notice. Do you have a room available?
Oh, sure. February's our off-season around here. All we get now are people who want a vacation at the hotel on some TV quiz show. You one of them?
No, this is strictly a business trip for me. The name is Elmer W. Litzinger, Spy.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Byron C. Forbush, night clerk. You know, I think the room you'd like is number 36. Most people don't want it because they think that big tower outside the window is an oil well that'll make a lot of noise, but Being a spy, you probably know what it really is.
Oh, indeed I do. It's one of the 749 radar listening towers we operate clear across the continent.
749 of them. Gee, I thought there were only about 400 or 500 at most.
Oh, no, we passed the 500 mark several years ago. Here, let me get this map out of my briefcase. It shows the location of every radar station we have,
Oh,
see?
yeah, all those little red dots. You know, my wife would sure be interested in seeing this. I hate to wake her up now. Do you mind if I take some pictures of this to show her in the morning?
No, help yourself. And you might tell the little woman that this one blank spot here is our only vulnerable point. But we'll be putting towers in there, too, as soon as the spring thaw comes. So there's no need for her to worry.
Well, that's kind of you to offer reassurance. But we'll probably be back home in a distant foreign capital by spring anyway. I only have to stick around here until I complete my mission.
Oh, that's too bad. I think this town is really going to boom.
Well, if everything goes the way my imperial leader hopes, I'll probably be back here running things in a year or two.
Well, you won't know the place by then. We plan to put in a silo for missiles out near the edge of town next fall. And there'll even be a landing field for B-52s around here before long,
No
too.
kidding.
Yeah.
Well, let me write all this down in my memory book before I forget it. See, missile silo, B-52 base. About how many planes would you estimate?
We think 30 should be enough.
Well, it's not enough, but if that's what you think, I'll put it down that way.
Well, I really shouldn't be prattling on like this. I know you night clerks have to bring the building up to date and watch the switchboard and all that.
Oh, it's perfectly all right. Like I said, this is our off season. We only had one other guest, and he checked out this evening.
Oh, really? That's odd. I was told that Major General Standish was staying here and was to be my contact.
Well, he was the guest who checked out. But if you still want to contact him, you can find his body stuffed through a hole in the ice out in the lake. It's only about 3 miles from town.
Well, I probably couldn't even get a cab to take me out there on a bad night like this. Besides, if the general checked out, that must mean he's finished his work here. So I'll just mail my report to Washington, saying, case closed successfully. By Elmer W. Litzinger, spy. Hi, Ken. How you doing?
Nice to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you again. What's new?
Well, I got a big part in the story today.
Oh, come on, microphone. And
Yes.
Tell us about it.
I ran into Chester Hasbrouck Frisbee when I was leaving the building yesterday, and he said he'd love to have me portray a role in Mary Backstayge, Noble Wife.
Oh, just in time to pick up a little extra money for the summer.
I shall be appearing in today's episode. See if you can spot me in the show.
Oh, I'm sure we pick up your
Thank
voice.
you.
Awfully nice. Thank you, folks. All right, we'll be listening then, and you'll be on. Well, you better get over there now. I see there's a lot of action going on in the other studio.
All right, come on, Webb. We'll go over.
All right. See you a little later,
Be there.
fellas.
So long.
Next, Mary Backstage, Noble Wife. The story of America's favorite family of the Footlights and of their fight for security and happiness against the concrete heart of Broadway. Yesterday, after Mary found her memory had returned, she left Harry, Pop, and Calvin, who had lost their memories temporarily, perhaps, to return to the theater and the hotel in Meredith, New Hampshire. And Harry, Pop, and Calvin set out in the cab for the local doctor. Now, as they arrive in front of his home, we hear...
Well, this is the first doctor's house that I've noticed, so here you are.
Must be it, I guess. Dr. Leonard Harkins. Well, come on, sir, and you too.
Right. Okay.
Let's go in.
Very good. I wonder who I am.
Yes, I wonder who
It's
I am.
funny walking around not knowing who you are.
Sure is, despite what that lady said, that lady who called herself Mary Backstage.
I was looking through my wallet. It had a lot of interesting things and names in there, but none of them strike a note. None of them seem to be familiar to me.
You have an identification card that says, what did she say your name was? Calvin L. Hoogerman?
She said that's I think she's a magician because one of the things in my wallet said Calvin L. Hoogerman.
Yeah, look at this union card at mine. It says Pop Beloved.
Uh-huh.
That's what my
That's
name
your
is
name?
supposed to be, I guess.
Yeah?
What?
Excuse me.
Somebody said come on in.
Did you call us to come in, sir?
Yes, I did, gentlemen. I'm Dr. Leonard Harkins.
Oh.
Can I be of some help to you?
Yes, you may. Is that dog, is he vicious?
No, he's as friendly as a pussycat.
Oh, all right. Well, good. Well, come on in, everybody, and let's close the door.
Right. May I have the honor of an introduction to you gentlemen?
Well, that's why we're here, Doctor.
We were in a slight accident. We all happened to hit our heads.
And we don't know who we are.
We think maybe it's amnesia. I see. Well, who wants to go first?
Well, go where?
No, I mean, who wants me to question them about what's the matter with them?
Well, I don't care. Do you want to talk to me first?
All right. I'll have to put something down on your card.
All right. Well, aren't you going to put on a white coat like doctors should?
I will if it's necessary. Now, you said your name was...
You don't think we have anything that's catching, do you?
No.
Oh, boy.
Wow, did you get...
Do you,
Is this your day off, Doctor? No, it's my regular office hours.
You know, I remember people telling...
Excuse me. Hello, Dr. Harkins speaking.
Oh, I think he's been drinking, you know.
Yes?
I really do.
Any of you here named Backstayge?
We don't know.
Harry Backstayge?
We don't know what our names are.
Well, the lady who drove the taxi cab said that is my name.
Well, how do you know? I wouldn't believe every taxi cab driver I talk to.
No, you couldn't be sure.
Boy,
what was that, ma'am? She says she's Mary Backstayge.
Uh-huh.
She says she's your wife.
Who? My wife?
This gentleman.
Hello?
Me. No, he's pointing at me.
Oh, I didn't
Well, you
know.
might as well take it. You could just...
Are you my wife, lady? Well, I don't know who I am.
Maybe it's for me, Calvin.
You know, I would have been a great doctor myself, only I flunked gloves. Yeah. Oh, you. Yeah. Well, then, I guess maybe this call isn't for me. Well, thank you for calling. Good luck.
Well, what was that all about?
Some lady thought she was my wife. Obviously, she was in error. I don't think I'm married, although I could be, you see.
Any one of us could be, or all of us. You see, we just don't know, Dr. Harkins.
Yeah.
I can see that. I think you're all suffering from amnesia.
Oh, maybe you're right.
And so our friends have found a friendly doctor in Meredith, New Hampshire. But will he be able to cure them of their apparent amnesia? Be sure and join us tomorrow when we'll hear Calvin Hoogerman say,
This is the first time I ever had a cast on my head.
That's tomorrow in the next exciting episode of Mary Backstage Noble Wife. Word Carr speaking.